In this video, we are going to talk about the Google External Keyword Tool. This is a very, very good tool for researching keywords that has been produced by Google. So therefore, it knows a lot about what people are searching for. It doesn't provide as much in-depth information as some of the other tools that I'm going to share with you, but it's very valuable because it's straight from the horse's mouth. There's no guessing like some of the other sites do or estimating. Everything here is straight from Google, so obviously it's going to give you some good results. So if we go to Google, we type in Google External Keyword Tool, and click on search, and then what we're after is this one here, the External Keyword Tool. So this brings us up here. If we scroll down slightly, you can see, how do we want to generate ideas? Do we want to point to a website and it will find ideas from there? Or do we want to use descriptive words or phrases? So let's start here by entering a keyword. Now, you can search for multiple keywords. So if you have a niche that you're targeting and you've got sort of half a dozen keyword ideas, you can put them all in and Google will come up with suggestions on them, or you can just search for just one at a time. What I thought we'd do today is just search for one keyword. I've picked a niche at random. I don't know anything about this niche, I will say up front. So we've got to enter the capture information. Now obviously you've got to get that right. Refresh it until you can read it. Now you got some filter options, so I can basically adjust the results. So one thing that you might want to do here, for example, if I was searching for mobile phone ringtones, I may say, well, I don't want anything that includes the word free. Why? Because it takes away the tire clickers, the people that are just going to come and have a look, see what's going on and then leave. So I want people that are buying, so I could do that. You can also, I don't recommend checking this one, unless you don't want Google to give you ideas. Google will come up with some really, really good ideas for you on some other keywords, so keep that checked. And again, if it's adult content you're after, you've got to check that box there. So let's get some keyword ideas on colon cleansing and see what it comes up with. Now obviously it's going to take a couple of minutes for it to load up. It's doing its queries and its searches at the present moment. But the more words and phrases that you put in the box here at the top, then obviously the better results is going to come back. Now you can see here it's come back with quite a few results. We're just going to scroll down. You can see lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, and these are the additional keywords. The additional keywords are other keywords that aren't related to the keyword or aren't related directly to the keyword I initially entered. So I entered colon cleanse or colon cleansing, but it's come up with hydrotherapy colonic, colon hydrotherapy, and so on. Other keywords that are related to the niche but not necessarily directly related to my keywords. So very, very useful. These are worth looking at and taking some of these and going to do some more keyword research on them, because quite often it can bring you up some very good information. Now here you can see you can download it. I'd recommend downloading them. If you've got Excel, download them as a CSV into Excel and then have a look at them, mess around with them and get to know them. Now you can see here you've got your match type. So broad is without quotes, exact I think is with quotes, and then phrase is with square brackets around it. So this is only important if you're going to add them to your AdWords campaign. Now here we have the results along the top. So what we're interested in is the keywords. Now obviously this is the keywords that are in use, and by the way, the reason you may want to export them to CSV is so that you can sort them. I could sort the results by local search or global monthly search volume to find some good ones. This bar here shows you how many advertisers there are. So colon cleanse, lots of advertisers. Colon cleansing hydrotherapy, not as many. Doesn't give you exact figures. Google wouldn't want to do that. It might give the game away. But you can see that There's lots for that. There's not quite as many for that, and there's a lot less for that. So that gives you an idea. Now these next two are the ones we're interested in. If you ever get stuck, you can just hold your mouse over here. There you are. It tells you exactly what it is. So let's just get that back up. So okay, what the local search volume is, it's basically roughly how many searches there are in the country that Google thinks you're in. Now obviously I'm not in America, I'm in the UK, so the local UK search volume is these figures here. These are okay, but I'm not so interested in the local search volume. What I'm interested in is the global monthly search volume. Though, very interestingly, if you look at this top figure, colon cleanse, 20% of all searches on the internet colon cleanse comes from the UK. So, just ideas bouncing around. Maybe worth creating a .co.uk site all about colon cleansing, targeting UK specific products and services and companies. Could be very, very profitable. This one here is the one we're really interested in. This is the global monthly search volume. It's not precise. It tells you roughly how many people search for that particular keyword every single month. It's all countries. So we can change it as well. So if I change that to exact, let's give it a moment to catch up. But you can see while that's catching up, what we can analyze some of these. You can see that there's a lot of searches. There's over 500,000 searches a month. Now, when I've moved on to exact, so that's in the square brackets, okay, we can see that there's a lot less searches. There's still a lot, 165,000. If we look at phrase, here we can see that the phrase has been returned many more times. Now exact match, remember, is pretty much direct competition is what you're looking at. So let's go back to broad, as broad is pretty much what we're interested in. Now what we're looking for here is we're after ones with a fair amount of searches but with not so much competition. So we're looking for ones where the competition levels are low but the global searches are high. So you can see colon cleanse and colon cleansing, high search volumes, but look at these bars, high competition. So we're looking for less competitive keywords. Now if we scroll down, free colon cleanse, colon cleaning, you can see these are still fairly competitive on the advertiser front, but less searches. So what you want to do, I mean, here's one here. This looks quite interesting. Already this is just, in fact there's a couple here that have jumped out at me. This is one, colon cleanse acacia, colon cleanse acacia berry. Now why have these jumped out? Well, reason being, both of them, if you look at the advertisers, there's not quite as many. There's about half as many as on some of the others. Just remember, these are just rough figures. So there's not very many advertisers by comparison, but there's a reasonable amount of results, searches each month. I mean, 15,000 a month, that's what, 500 a day? You know, that's, what's that, 200 a day, something like that. It's quite a few. 200-300 a day. So you can see that these two keywords instantly are fairly good ones to target. Now you could go, what you want to avoid is something like this one here, Colax colon cleanse tablets, 140 searches a month. That's not a lot. Maybe worth your while quickly throwing up a page promoting those as an affiliate, but I wouldn't rush out and do it. The amount of traffic you're likely to get is going to be fairly minimal. So if we scroll down, you can see there's some more. Again, we're back into high competition ones here, but quite often you can find ones like Bromolite colon cleanse, 4,500 a month. That's not bad, but you could target those and sew up these sort of markets pretty easily. In fact, very easily, to be perfectly honest. Scrolling on here, you can see that there's others with quite a stiff amount of competition. You can see lots of searches, lots of competition. So what you might have to do is spend some time digging around and finding lower other keywords. So what I could do is I could then take some of these suggestions from down here. Now, for example, hydrotherapy colonic, 22,000 searches a month, not too many advertisers competing, worth looking at. So if we scroll down a bit further, so looks, are there any others? See, most of the others down here are fairly high competition. This one here, natural cleanse colon, it's got less competition. That could be a good one to target, particularly if you know what you're doing. So you can see here it's giving you a good idea about some of the other keywords that you can use. So you may want to say, well, actually, I hadn't thought of colonic irrigation. Let's use that as my keyword and see what happens. Or constipation, or colon. Let's see what comes up and see what Google does about it. So that's how you find your keywords. Now, once you found your keywords, you want to go back to Google. Let me just get one of our keywords that we were looking at up. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There's one. Colon cleanse acacia berry. Let's just copy that. Let's just go to home. So let's have a look and see what it looks like actually in the search engine results. Colon cleanse acacia berry. Right, that's what we're after. So if I do a Google search for that, oops, I missed out my quotes. Let's put the quote back in. Right. Colon cleanse. You can see there's not actually 35,000 competing sites. Not very difficult to rank high for. 35,000 competing sites. You could probably rank, you know, a few articles, a few link exchanges. You'll be there. Now, there's quite a few sponsored links there, so it's obviously a profitable keyword. Let's have a look. No, it didn't match any sponsored links. That's a bit odd. What you can do, if it does, you can click on this and it'll come up and list all the adverts. So there's only 2, 4, 6, 8 there. And then there's sort of 3 up there as well. So there's not a massive amount of advertisers by comparison, but it looks quite good. So what we can do then is we can look at the tops, the top 10 or so. What are they? Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Position 3 is a YouTube video. Position 4 is an e-zine articles video. What's this? This looks like another article. Let's go down and have a look. This looks like more articles. These are a couple of websites. These look like sort of websites that you and I would create. But looking at that, that is so positive. Why is it positive? Because look at that. You have 2 sites that anyone can use ranking in the top 5. So this means you could get a video up there and ranking well without too much effort. Same with an article. And this is obviously a press release, I would imagine. So what do we know? We know that from this keyword is a good one to target because there's not a massive amount of competition. There's a reasonable amount of advertisers, but not too many. But more importantly for me is there's an e-zine articles, a YouTube video, and a press release in the top 5. That means it's pretty easy to get up there. So you could do this quite easily. So look at, this is what you're looking for. Okay, you take your keywords into Google. You find some keywords. You find some that are fairly low competition but reasonable amounts of traffic. You want sort of at least 5,000 searches a month, really. If you think about it, 3,000 searches a month means typically about 100 a day. So, I mean, anything over 3,000, to be honest, is good. Anything over 1,500 is still going to be reasonably good. You know, anything over that, and you may end up with too much competition. But then take the keyword, put it in quotes into Google, like we've just done, and search for it. See what comes up. Analyze the competition. Now, if I come here, and this top 5, top 10 were, you know, health.com, Google News, Wikipedia, about.com, CNN, the BBC News and all that, then I'd know that that keyword's going to be blooming hard, really hard for me to rank well for, because the top sites are real big authority sites. I could still beat them, but it's going to take a while. I know with this keyword, because of what's in the top 10, I mean, I think the top one's another video, and then there's some sort of forum there. So you know, fantastic. You should fairly easily be able to get a site ranking well for this. So that's what you're looking for. It's really a two-stage process. You put your keywords into Google, into the external tool. You look at them. You get to know them. You find the good ones. Extract them. I mean, it might be worth putting them into a CSV, messing around with them in there, and then coming to the Google tool. You come into the Google tool, you do this sort of search, look at the top 10, see how many competing sites there are. I mean, as I said, if we look here, there's only 35,000 competing sites. If I take the quotes off, that will tell you broad match, which you don't have to worry about. But broad match, you can see there's only what, 760,000. So, and look at that, number one for that. It's an Easy in Articles article. You know, how fantastic is that? Look, there's Yahoo Answers there. This is one that very realistically you could rank well for. So that's what you're looking for, okay? You're looking to find keywords like this where there's not a massive amount of competition, but they're targeted and you can really make something of them. And that's how you find them. And that's the Google tool. Remember, go to Google, type in Google external keyword tool, and it will come up. Do your research, export it to Excel, mess around with it in Excel, sort it so that you can get it all. It's a bit easier for you to look at. Obviously, not everyone has Excel. You can use any other spreadsheet program that you want. Even Google has the spreadsheet program. You could probably use that. And then, obviously, come in, look for the exact phrase and the broad phrase here in Google and see what happens. Fantastic tool. Very, very good. Really strongly recommend it. And from this, you're going to be able to find some good, powerful keywords. I mean, hey, we just found one here that, you know, if you wanted to go and do something with, you could rank fairly well for. Relatively easy. And that's the process of keyword research. Yeah, it may look a bit time consuming, but as I say, shove it into Excel and sort it, then you can very, very quickly pull out the ones that you want. You know, just keep taking them, you know, take the suggestions Google comes up with, do a search on each one of those, extract them all to Excel, put them into a table, sort them, go through the keywords, have a look, then just put them all into Google to find them. And very, very quickly, you'll have a list of powerful, effective keywords that you can use to make some really good money online. And as I said, this is one that you could target. So that's how you do it. There you are. You've just had a live demo of it.